everyone, Achikah here, and it is time to announce the next installment of Base Off that I've been very much excited for. If you guys didn't know, I mentioned this the last Base Off, but this one has been in the works for over a year now. I've actually been working with another person to brainstorm this too, who has become our wild card judge for this competition. So that's one thing that's exciting about it, but secondly, it's also the very first themed based challenge competition, which means not only do you guys have a theme that I'm giving you that you have to work within the confines of, but there's a challenge on top of that. So it's like double problem solving, which to me sounds like fun, but also can seem kind of daunting probably. But hopefully you guys are up for the challenge and it seems like a good time. So hopefully I haven't lost you. Stick with me, I promise. But before we get into any of that, why don't I tell you guys what Base Off is in case you're new to the channel. If you are new, hello, I am Achikah. I very much enjoy base decorating here on DC Universe Online. So every couple months I host Base Off. Base Off is a bi-monthly base competition where I give you guys a theme or a challenge, or in this case both. And you guys have usually 6 weeks to work on your base. However, this time around you guys are only going to get 4 because it is a speed build competition, so more on that later. But yeah, you guys will have 4 weeks to work on your base that I am giving you the themed challenge for. And then at the end of that, we will have some initial live stream viewings over on Twitch that we will all enjoy, or hopefully enjoy, together. Over there, the next week is for me to judge, and then the winners will be announced, and then at the end of the 2 months, Base Off will begin all over again. So that is Base Off if you were new to that. And for this Base Off, I already told you about the speed building aspect, so that is your challenge, but what about your theme? So as you guys can see, we are in a very luxurious lounge here on the game, or a cabaret, if you will. One that we've seen on the channel in one of its iterations, but one that we've never been inside. Technically, we only saw from afar. This is Peeping Tom's Perpetual Cabaret, which means, decorators, I am challenging you to do a speed build competition to create a base to house Danny, the sentient street and haven to the strange, outcast, and dispossessed, as well as their denizens, and what I would like to call Base Off Danny the base. So if you guys didn't know, last stream I actually gave away the name of this Base Off, which I was kicking myself over, but I don't think too many of you caught it. One person did, but I could neither confirm nor deny their suspicions, given the fact that it wouldn't be fair for all the other contestants, especially since it was a speed build, so I did not reveal what this Base Off was. That's also why I didn't give you guys any more hints. At the end of the stream, like I usually do. But yeah, so I kind of gave away Danny the base during the live stream because much like a lot of you guys entered iconic bases during Places Wild and couldn't enter them in Iconi-Clash, Smooth entered, their base was Black Mana themed for Iconi-Clash. There was also an Easter egg of Danny that was in Iconi-Clash that we all saw together on the channel. And yeah, that was when I kind of leaked Danny the base when I was touring. Instead of saying Danny the street, I said Danny the base, and I was like, uh-oh. So yeah, imagine my shock and awe for this thing that I've been planning for a whole year that somebody chose as their iconic, or at least partly their iconic for the Iconi-Clash was, it was both a blessing and a curse in disguise, because, I say curse because, Smooth, you cannot re-enter that base, because you know the rules of Base Off are, if you've already entered a base, you can't re-enter it in another Base Off. However, luckily, Smooth's base did serve as a gateway for you guys to learn about Danny, and, yeah, Danny's, like, one of my favorite characters. I mentioned that on the stream as well as Smooth's base, and, yeah, so why don't we get into more about who Danny is, though, in case you missed that whole thing, or Smooth's tour, or any of that. So, Danny is a sentient street in the DC comic universe, created by Grant Morrison and Richard Cage in the early 90s for the Doom Patrol comics. And they travel around the world, or even the multiverse. Danny has gone to different dimensions, I do believe, or different realities. And they offer a place to rest for a place of rest for the strange, the outcast, and the displaced by society. They're the denizens, as they call themselves, or the citizens of Danny, take up residence and produce a thriving, fun, and accepting community that creates happiness for them and the rest of the denizens, that fuel Danny and create their powers so that Danny can give back, use their powers to give back and house more denizens. And it's just this really lovely cycle of positivity and just I just love the idea of Danny. Is just very, very cool. Danny also talks through visual communication, so signs and like words, basically like written words, like signs, screens, smoke, artwork, broken glass, even cracks in the ground. Like Danny has a lot of different ways to speak, but only through like visual, not like actual auditory. So if you guys want to do something with that with your bases, that would be kind of cool. I know Smooth had the hello signs in theirs, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Danny also has a bunch of shops and areas in them, usually like when they're a street, when they're other things, which I will get into. Danny's been a lot of things, not just, but they tend to like do some fun gender swapping things too. So any kind of items that are flagged as like masculine tend to be decorated with more feminine coded decor. So for instance, there's a gun shop that has like frills and lace and pink siding on it, which I think is just really cool. And yeah, it's just Danny is just like a really fun idea. I think it's just like a very fun, I don't know, idea. And like I said, the story for Danny too is just really, really great overall. But yeah, so Danny has been a lot of things in the comic, as I said before. We saw with Smooth, Smooth did an Atlantis-style Danny, which is something I've never seen before, so that's why I'm excited to see what you guys do with your bases. But Danny has been everything from a street, to an amusement park, to an ambulance, to a campgrounds. They've been as big as an entire world. They skipped realities and created themselves to be a planet. To house a bunch of denizens there. And they've been as small as a brick when they were defeated, and the happiness kind of ran out. That's kind of why I think I mentioned it before, but the Perpetual Cabaret is perpetual because the happiness fuels Danny. It needs to be perpetual, so people come up on stage and they perform and they give themselves a voice, and that happiness fuels Danny, and it's reciprocal. So, and one of the main reasons I really wanted to bring this base off to light was that over the years, like this community's outreach and happiness has really fueled me to continue with base off. So I just thought this would be a perfect story. I don't know, just be everything just kind of sunk up wonderfully. Danny is a genderqueer street and a character of in the DC comics that is LGBTQ plus, and it's Pride Month, and the calendar lined up. Like today is May 31st, so tomorrow is the beginning of June, and the last weekend of June is like the 28th through the 30th, and it's just like everything just between the calendar, it just everything just sunk up perfectly for Danny to kind of like for this to be the Danny themed Pride Month base competition, and like I said, I'm really excited to see what you guys do. I think this will be a really fun theme, and like I said, you guys, your happiness and outreach has fueled me over the years through base off, and so I'd like to see the kind of fun communities that you guys can create with Danny. So that is Danny the street, aka Danny the base in this case. So if you guys want any more information on Danny, I have a forum post which I think has some more information for you guys if you guys want to go back and read it. You can also do your own research. Like I said, Danny was featured prominently on the Doom Patrol show too. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Lots of Danny resources, but honestly, what I just want you guys to do is to put your own spin on creating a fun, positive, sentient base that is Danny. So you can put Danny in any kind of like fun, happy situation or setting, and just kind of create a community vibe around it. So that's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to get really fun and really creative with it, and I think it'll be a fun time. So there's that. So the rules of base off still apply. One base per decorator. Bases that were in previous base-offs cannot be re-entered. Try your best to stick within the theming and the challenge, which is speed build as well as the Danny theming. And then just try your best. That's all. It could be as just like Danny can be as small as a brick or as grandiose as a world. Your base can be as finished or unfinished as you would like it to be, and just as long as you tried your best and you competed with a fully finished base. That's all I ask ever with Base Off. So those are the rules. For judging, now, if you guys want to get into judging, there are 5 pillars of Base Off. There's creativity, craftsmanship, logic, storytelling, and aesthetics. And if you guys want any more definitions on any of those, there will be a forum post link down below. You guys can go check that out, as well as previous Base Off entries and such. There's a whole thing of how I judge over there. The YouTube video, I always forget a lot of details, so it's always good to just go check the forum post. So yeah, so that's how judging will be handled. Why don't we get into the dates of this, just so we cover those. So May 31st is today, which is when this will be airing, and you guys will have roughly 4 weeks to compete for this Base Off. June 26th will be the cutoff date. I believe that is a Wednesday. And with the 28th being when the live streams are going to be held, and we'll see how many streams we need, depending on how many bases we get for this Base Off. And then on July 5th, I almost said June 5th, on July 5th will be when the winners are announced, and yeah, and then Base Off begins anew, as I said in the intro. So those are the dates for this Base Off. Now, how do you enter? As I was about to say, I realized I was about to say put our names on the generator, but I haven't even introduced the wild card yet. So our wild card judge is actually Mabase Drifter, which is my longtime Twitch mod, who has been helping me with Base Offs for the past couple years over on Twitch with all the live stream goodness and all that. We've brainstormed this Danny base. Like I said, last year we thought it'd be really fun. We saw the prize stuff that was given out by the game. We were like, oh man, like what about Danny? Because we were both kind of watching the Doom Patrol show at the time, and it kind of like snowballed into this whole concept, and it was just, yeah, it was, Danny the base is a really cool concept, and it was mainly based off Mabase was the one who kind of like mentioned it to me, and I was like, dude, that's perfect. So so we've been kind of like brainstorming this for a while. So they are your wildcard judge, and they have a whole bunch of wonderful prizes. And if you want to check out the prize pool in general, too, all that's on the forums, too. I got some really good stuff. We got some mysterious arches, some theater curtains, a bunch of other goodies, and Mabase chose their favorite items from the game, too, for you guys over there for the wildcard spot. So there's an extra prize spot for those willing to compete, which those parameters are going to be hidden until the very end of Base Off, so it will remain a wild card up until then. But yeah, so there's that. Yeah, so how do you guys enter? So basically, you're going to add Achikah or Project Match, which is Mabase's name here on the game, to your base generators once your base is finished. You then can reach out to me either on YouTube here, like in the comment section. You can reach out on the forum post that I'm doing. You can reach out in the Basecrafters Discord. I will have a thread there for you guys to enter and put all the info there. You can enter through in-game mail, too. That's fine. In-game mail is harder for me because it's harder for me to reply, and it's also could get lost within just average game stuff, but you guys can enter there if that's your only means of doing so. But what I need from you in that post, wherever you may post it, I need your character's name. I need your, like, spelled correctly too, so if you have like capitalization or symbols or anything in your name, please let me know. So I need your character's name, your base name, and which server you play on, which is either US or EU PS PC. I still don't have access to an Xbox or a Switch, so sorry guys, that will be if you guys want to compete again, always please share your bases with us, but since I don't have a way to access the servers as well as earn prizes over there, I can't. It still is only a PS PC server only for now, so hopefully in the future, one of these days maybe. But yeah, so that's all I need from you for this Base Off, and I think that's everything. That was a really long overview, and I probably forgot some stuff, so please check the forum post, because like I said, I write out everything in detail, and there's also, if I rabble on too much, which I definitely tend to do if you've seen my channel at all. Yeah, there's also a too long didn't read post, too, that's very concise, that has all the info on it, so hopefully that'll be helpful. Yeah, I think that's about it. I can't think of anything else. I probably missed something. Hopefully I did a good job explaining Danny and all of this through Base Off. It is, like I said, it is a speed-based, Danny-themed competition. So that's pretty much the sole core of it. Hopefully hopefully that's enough for you guys to start creating. And like I said, if not, please, any questions or whatever, you can comment them down below, or on the forum post is even better. Um, and let me know or ask, and I'll do my best to answer. So with that, a new base-off has commenced. I cannot wait to see what you guys do with this theme. Hopefully, you guys are as excited about it as I am. I'm really excited to see what you guys do with it. Um, so yeah, another base-off has commenced, and with that, decorators, happy decorating. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care, everybody.